Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm sharing my everyday makeup routine. This is how I usually do my makeup if I'm going to be staying home all day or maybe running a couple of errands, because it only takes 5 or 10 minutes to put on and still makes me feel put together for whatever I may be doing throughout the day. The first step I always do is apply primer. I used to not use primer at all because I thought it was just an extra step, but I was very wrong about it. Primer is very important, at least for me. This primer from 100% Pure goes on very easily, and my makeup goes on so smoothly afterwards. Next, I apply foundation, and this foundation is also from 100% Pure, and it is my absolute favorite right now. I use this almost every day. It really blends in well with my skin tone and is very buildable. So after shaking it up well, I apply a few drops onto my cheeks, my forehead, my chin, underneath my jawline, and maybe a little bit on my nose, and then I use my fingers to blend it all in. And I know you are only supposed to use a brush or a sponge to blend in your foundation, but I'm a bit of a rebel, so I usually stick to my fingers. This foundation makes my skin feel so soft. It's unbelievable. Next, I apply concealer, and my current favorite is this concealer from Well People. It's very good for covering up blemishes. Sometimes I don't wear foundation or anything else at all. I'll just apply a little bit of this concealer to my face, and it covers all of my blemishes and makes my skin look clear. So I just apply 2 little dots underneath my eyes and then use a little bit to cover any redness or blemishes or darkness I may have on my face. Then I take a damp beauty blender, or a beauty sponge as some people call them, and use it to lightly dab the concealer into place. I do not like using a brush to blend in my concealer because I find it tends to move the concealer and I want it to stay where I have applied it. Then I apply some translucent powder to set everything and make sure none of my concealer or foundation moves throughout the day. My current favorite is from Well People. I just love this powder. It's so light and just easy to apply, and it makes my skin look very glowy and dewy throughout the whole day. So I just use a big fluffy brush to apply it all over my face, and I use a very light hand because I don't want it to move any of the concealer. Next I apply blush, and lately I've been experimenting with cream blushes a lot. I really like how much more natural they look than the powder blushes. I find the powder blushes to be, they tend to look too painted on for my taste, but the cream blushes really blend in well with the foundation and look like my skin's just naturally flushed. So I just apply 2 thin lines on either of my cheeks, and I usually put them right on my cheekbones so that they'll look as natural as possible. Then I take the beauty blender again and very lightly blend it into my cheeks. I just love how pink this blush makes my cheeks. I know a lot of people prefer a more subtle blush, but personally I love having very flushed pink cheeks. I think it looks just beautiful. This is my absolute favorite step of my entire routine. I love highlighter so much. I used to think it was silly until I tried it, and now I am hooked on it. This highlighter is from the Pretty Naked palette, which is sold by 100% Pure, and it is my current favorite. Most highlighters that I've tried have either been white or brown, and they were either too bright or made my skin look too dark and tanned, but this one is a very light pink, so it blends in with my blush and with my skin tone very, very well and just makes my cheeks look very flushed and sparkly, and I just love it. So I just use a brush to lightly apply a little bit on my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and underneath my brows. Then I take the big fluffy brush again and very lightly blend everything together to make sure it's all set well and it looks very natural. My next step is tight lining my eyes, so I just take a little bit of black liquid eyeliner and use the brush to gently put some in between each lash to make them look thicker and fuller. This girl hack has absolutely saved my life. I don't like wearing a lot of eye makeup for every day, and I don't like looking like I'm wearing makeup, so this is a way of making your eyelashes look fuller and make you look more awake without actually looking like you're wearing makeup. Next I apply a little mascara, and this mascara, I don't know what they put in it, but it smells just like chocolate. Every time I apply it, I get hungry for chocolate. It just smells utterly amazing. I always have to smell it before I apply it. I know that's really weird, but if you try it yourself, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, I just apply a little bit to my lashes, and I use the brush to space all my lashes out so they don't get clumpy. My brows are naturally dark and pretty thick, so I don't like to fill them in, and I don't usually color them or shape them or anything, but I do like to take a brush and lightly comb through them so that they look neat and presentable and I don't look like a gorilla. For a finishing touch, I always like to add a little gloss to my lips to color them and make them a little bit more sparkly. This gloss I'm using is Candied Hearts by Clove and Hallow, and I use it almost every single day. It looks so pretty and natural and makes my lips a very light pink. And that's my everyday makeup routine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and leave me a comment telling me what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. I've linked all the products that I use in the description below, as well as my Instagram and Facebook profiles and my blog, so be sure to go follow me there.